Greetings, grammar screencast fans. Here we are on the vision. The vision deals with imperatives, vocative address phrase, future indicative active, irregulars, and the infinitive. Let's go. The imperative is going to be used for commands. It is only giving a command to the second person singular, you, or second person plural, y'all. You don't necessarily have to worry about the irregulars, but you do have to worry about the command. So the command will just be lada, ladate, wide, widete, mite, mitite, cape, capite, adi, adite. Notice the command for the plural is the ate ending. For the infinitive, you'd be using re. Now notice this will also throw you off on fourth conjugation because you think, oh my goodness, that's first singular, perfect indicative. But if it were, it'd have a perfect stem, audiwi, not audi. It's called the present imperative because it's formed off of the present stem with the necessary vowels. This is part of the quiz. Now, moving on. So therefore, we have the imperative, deek, second person singular imperative, speak, object phrase, the truth, about, gurumionem. So straightforward. Moving on, faster, faster. Let's take a look at the question. We have a comma, ulia mecum. Commas are important. They talk about clause suppression, or in this case, setting up a vocative address phrase. So ulia is not nominative. Ulia is vocative. Therefore, you're dealing with a command. So what isn't the possibility? When turam obviously isn't, or venire the infinitive. So you have venite and veni. Question, is Yulia one person or two? Obviously, two. So therefore, you would use veni. Moving on. Cornelius clamavit, Cornelius shouted, Cude ad casam caleriter. Exclamation point immediately tells you what? Command. So therefore, cure, short e, tells you it's not I will run. Certainly not you are running. So it's either are running or run or to run. To run would be the infinitive re. This is simply an e. See, it's not curere, it's cure. Therefore, the answer would be command run. Notice imperatives, you don't usually use subject phrases. So right here, the mother was warning her son, work with diligence. Aha, so what isn't it? It's clearly not. It's an imperative because there's no subject phrase in English. So, therefore, she's only talking to one son. Liberatis would not work. That's second person plural, you are working. Laborare, we know that that's not an infinitive to work. So it's either laborate or labora. We're talking to one person. Therefore, it'd be labora. If it were filios, then it would be laborate. Moving on. Husband, move away this crowd. So we're dealing with a vocative, right? And we're dealing with a command. So it's clearly not, you're talking to one husband. We're talking about moving this. So therefore, it's not maritus. Why? Because that's an infinitive and that's a nominative. Nouns are third person. Vocative is the adapter that makes it second person. Also, could it be this one? It's close, but the only trouble is what? Talking to a person, you need a vocative. So therefore, it's either one or four. How many husbands are we talking to? We're talking to one, so it's number one. All right, so let's talk about vocative address. Also, negative imperatives. Those have come out. Nolo in the imperative is either noli for singular or nolite for plural plus the infinitive. So you can't say don't touch me. You have to say you don't want to wish to touch me or don't touch me. So therefore, you have the infinitive, you have the object phrase, and you have the imperative here, noli. Don't wish to touch. Properly translated on tests, don't touch me. All right, moving on. Poetae, plural. Are we talking to singular or plural? We're talking to plural, therefore it's not that one, it's number two. Ready? Don't believe everything you hear. It's not non and not ne. So it's either noli or nolitere, but so both are possible. But you look at what you have. It's got to be the noli, nolite plus the infinitive not the imperative. So therefore, it's number 1. We're talking to who? Marque. So he's singular. So therefore, it's not non ludus. You are not playing. Why? Because there's an exclamation point. Not non ludere. That doesn't make sense because that's an infinitive. An infinitive has to be off something else. It's either noli or nolite. Who are you dealing with? 1 or 2 people? You're only dealing with one Marcus. Therefore, it's noli, second person singular imperative. Egyptians, don't push us. Who are you talking to? Don't. And you're talking about Egyptians plural. So it's clearly not, oh my goodness, it's clearly not this one. Why? Because that's noli. That's not the form of noli or nolite. It's not this one right here because it's the imperative, noli, don't wish, to touch, imperative. So therefore, that wouldn't work. So it's either this one or this one. This one is obviously not the case because that's not the vocative. Vocative looks just like nominative except in the singular and only for second declension now. So therefore, the answer would be number 2. Let's talk about the vocative address phrase finally. Vocative address phrase. Vocative is when you're sending an email or a Twitter tweet or an Instagram or Snapchat or whenever you're addressing it to someone, you use the vocative when you're addressing someone. Looks just like the nominative on virtually every case except for second declension and 2i in the singular. Looks just like the nominative. It'll be offset by commas. The verb will be second person. So therefore, it looks just like the nominative except for second declension and 2i in the singular, where it's a long e, or for a 2i, becomes a long I. So it's what you use to address people. So marque, and then if you want to say my, you go mi fili. My fili, second I, son. All right. So moving on. Bueni. It looks like the first person singular, but it's not. Why? Because there's no long mark here, so it's not a perfect. It's an imperative. Come. Who come? Come down from the mountain. Who? Brutus. Now, Brutus is a noun. Therefore, it's third person. But when you use vocative, you've now put an adapter on it, and it's now second person. That's why you have a command. You're talking to Brutus. Brutus, come down from the mountain. All right, moving on. We have a verb, da, an imperative. From do, give. Who are you talking to? You're talking to one person. Why are you talking to one person? Why not date? That'd be plural. So therefore, what isn't it? If you're talking to Marcus, you're going to not use Marcum, that's accusative. Well, you're not going to use Marco, that's the dative or ablative. So therefore, you have a choice between Marcus and Marque. Marcus is nominative. He's a noun, third person. The verb is second person singular, so it can't be Marcus, it must be Marque. Ponete cama vuestras togas en cubículo. Put your togas in the bedroom. Now, who are we talking to? We have commas. That tells you you're looking for a vocative. We're talking to a second person plural, otherwise be pone. So therefore, it's not that, that's accusative. It's not that, that's dative or ablative. Nominative looks just like the vocative except for brutus, hortus, or gladius declensions. Puer is different. Are you talking to more than one boy? Yes, you are. Therefore, it's not puer, that's singular. It's instead pueri. Moving on. Claude Yanuam, Luki. So, what's your verb? Claude, imperative. Who are you talking to? What, more than one Lucius? No. You're talking to one Lucius or Lucius. So it's not Lucio, that's ablative or dative. It's not Lucium, that's accusative. You have the comma here. You have this verb is second singular. Nouns can't be second person, only if they're vocative. Therefore, it's Lucius tells you it's a 2y. Therefore, it's Luki. Oh, Luki. All right, facete, soldiers. Make the journey to the camp, soldiers. And that's time for this section. So therefore, it's what? Milite, militis, militibus, What is it? Ah, talking to